Hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm going to give people a second to hop on. Hello, hello. Look like I have no shirt on. Sorry. Put my hair, I really look like I have no shirt on. Hello, hello, and happy Wednesday. It's mid-October. I'm going to give people a second to jump in here for our Wednesday training. How is everybody? Did everybody get their turkeys yesterday? I was pretty excited. They're pretty cute, and checkout was so easy. Anybody experienced really easy checkout? It was really, really nice. I liked that a lot. I was able to get 3 of each set, which I'm excited about. My customers were able to order, which I was excited about. There's nothing better than a good launch. So, all right, I'm starting to see some people hop in. Hello, happy Wednesday. Give one more second and then we're gonna begin. So hopefully we'll be hearing next week about holiday. I'm supposed to launch in October still, so probably next week would be my guess, which will be super fun, having another launch this month. Okay, so I'm going to get ready to begin here. So today, you guys, I want to talk to you guys about calendar blocking. And we've talked about calendar blocking before, and it's nothing new, but some of you may be new, so it may be new to you. Some of you who've been around might have tried it, but it hasn't been successful. And today I'm going to kind of give a different slant on it too, because we're kind of in a different place than we are normally. Normally when we talk about calendar blocking, we're getting that calendar set up so we can organize our life, but our life is a little bit different right now. So I'm going to add in some thoughts I have on that, a little bit about calendar blocking. So we are coming up to the holiday season. So we are now taking our lives, which we're in the holiday season or, soon, right after, Halloween, it seems to move along quick, doesn't it? So life already gets crazy at that time. So we'll have the holiday season. Some of you are probably teaching your kids from home or learning to juggle a hybrid schedule, or maybe you're a teacher, or maybe your job isn't still normal, or maybe you're working from home or spouse is working from home. Life is still not in our control, and things change and guidelines change every day. So I think it's a really good time to talk about our calendar blocking with everything coming up, coming up to this already technically busy time of the year. So getting control of your calendar, you guys, is really, really important. And I know our calendars look probably a lot different than they did last year. So thinking of your Color Street business, you have to pick the work hours that you want to work and that you can work, right? Because there's, people either have lots of other things that they're doing and Color Street's kind of weaving in there here and there, or sometimes we have the opposite extreme. Like for me, I have a college-age son, he's gone. I have a high school-age daughter. She's either hybrid, up in her room or in the office, which is why I'm never in there anymore, doing schoolwork or at school. Then my husband works. So I don't have all of the stuff that many of you moms have with young kids still. I don't have all those obligations. So I can find myself at the opposite schedule going, I could literally sit and do Color Street all day because I love Color Street. I love making new graphics. I love learning new things. I could literally put myself in front of the computer easily for 8-10 hours a day and not think twice about it. And I don't feel I like it. So I almost have to calendar block to make myself not work that much. So, and then there's the people in the middle that you just need it to stay organized. Your life is pretty balanced. So whatever the reason is, whether it's because you need to figure out a way to weave it in, or you've got to get yourself, thinking of other things other than Color Street, or just that happy medium, calendar blocking is important for all of us. Okay. Hi ladies. Hi Jessica and Amy. So, all right. We are all, again, things are different, but we're still slaves to our calendars. Someone wants you to do something, we all go and check either a paper calendar, a phone calendar, whatever type of calendar you use, you're going to go and check it, right? So, it's whenever I say something to my husband, hey, we have this, he's like, send me an email. I have to send him an email with the date. So he'll then put it into his Outlook or whatever, into his calendar. So we live off of our calendars. I don't know what I would do if I keep a paper calendar for parties and some other stuff with work, but I do all my scheduling and things on my phone calendar. I've tried Outlook, I couldn't grab onto it. Okay, so what calendar blocking is basically, it's kind of putting your to-dos in categories of colors. So again, some people do Outlook or something and they have, I mean, my husband's calendar is gorgeous. He has all different things that mean different colors that mean different things. I'm going to give you guys kind of a basic color code system. So if you're in, if you're in a paper calendar, you can definitely mark these, the chunks of time in colors. Um, so what you want to do, whatever type of calendar you use, is start with anything you have that's a commitment that Color Street is not part of my life right now. This time of day, like from 6 to 9, it's dinner time, it's getting the kids to bedtime, it's whatever else you do at night, watching cartoons with your kids, whatever time that is. If you don't want to do your business, then you're going to mark it in red. All right. If you have another job and you can't do Color Street from that other job and it's 9 to 4, then you're marking 9 to 4, that it's red. You can't do it. It might be, you have soccer games this weekend. You mark it in red. My mom is here right now. So I know, like, yes, I'm working right now for this little bit. Yes, I got up this morning at 6 in the morning. I worked for a couple hours before she got up, but I know the majority of my day today I'm going to spend with her. I'm not going to go and spend it in front of the computer working today. So whenever you don't want to work, you're going to mark it in red. All right, for all those, and it means I'm not flexible. So it means you are staying. Yeah, am I am I responding to some text with my mom here? Yes. But it means I'm not scheduling phone calls. I'm not calling somebody about, hostess coaching. I'm sticking to my red. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to print our team call calendar, look around at other things, other trainings. You're going to mark things we have, such as calls, trainings, when we get back to in-person meetings, you'll mark that in blue. So that means, you know what? I have an in-person meeting next Thursday. I don't want to book a party that night because I want to be there. Personal growth is huge, you guys. So, some are flexible. They're all flexible. Of course, it's your own job, but if it's the weekly Tuesday training, you can watch a recording. Mark it in blue and you can try to be there at 12, but you can watch it later. If it's something like an in-person meeting or a special training, like tomorrow I'm doing a special training for anybody who's thinking about leadership. If you're thinking about it, then get on that call. Mark that in your calendar in blue, because that is something, yes, there'll be a recording, but if you can be on live, something like that is always better. If we have, a special guest speaker like Sherry McAllister, try to get on it if you can, because again, when you're there in person, it's great. Some people have the discipline to watch videos later, but a lot of people don't. So if they don't get on right then, they tend not to watch it. So if you can do it right then. So mark those things in blue. Okay, so then the third color on your calendar is green. This is the time you're available to work nail bars. All right, so now you have your red that you're not working, your blue that you're going to do some trainings. Now you have your green that when you can hold nail bars. Now, a lot of us are still not doing in person. We're still social media, but there's still got to be times if you're homeschooling your kid between 9 and 2, and you really need to be on top of them because they're little, then you probably don't want to schedule an online party during that time. If their bedtime, you're getting them in bed between 7 and 8, don't do your parties then, but you might mark in green 8 to 9 when you can do it. So again, your green is going to be times you can do nail bars. And you can even write in there, in person, online, because that could be 2 totally different times, right? I think we all know to go do in person, you have the drive time, other things included with that. Facebook, depending what it is, you could sit there perhaps, depending what time of day it is, on your phone while doing something else. You can kind of multitask. So make a decision and figure out your green time. Now, these next 2 colors I want to talk about. We were always taught the 3 colors, the green, the blue, and the red. But this is where I want, we're in a weird place in our lives right now with quarantine. So there's some other things I think we should consider when color coding our time. These 2 colors I can see being kind of interchangeable-ish, that it might be a block of time, blocks of time in your day that could be one or the other. So I want you to think of two more colors. A color that makes you really happy. I love pink. So pink is my happy color. So I'm going to choose pink for some personal time. You guys, right now, our calendars are not the same. We probably don't have as many social things on there. A lot of it is around just making, things function normally. So it's super important right now, I think, to find that personal time, whether it's a bath or a walk or going in your bedroom and just, you know, sitting by yourself if you have kids home with you all day. Maybe it's reading a book, but something personal. Don't do you're going to read a book, do something that makes you feel happy. So it may not be a personal development book. It may be just the romance novel like my grandma used to read. I go to her house, she had shelves and shelves of all the love stories. So find a color that makes you happy. And it might be for you an hour, it might be for you 20 minutes, but you could mark that time of day of, I'm going to mark it pink. This could be personal time, or you could do another color. Let's call it yellow, because then I like to do colors that you can tell it apart, because if they're too close, like orange and red, it looks too close together for me. So let's say you have yellow. That could be a chunk of time that you could devote to different things with work. You did the blue, you did kind of your scheduling calls, your training calls, and you did green for when you could do parties. But what about working on those fun graphics or organizing your stuff, or maybe, setting up scheduling posts, all those other things that we have to get done during the week, but they don't fall into the other two. I might mark that in yellow. And that's where I think those two blocks could kind of switch. So this morning I got up, like I said, at 6. My mom got up about 8. So from 6 to 8, I could get on my computer and get some work stuff done, or I could have had some personal time and gone for a run or done something, that made me feel good. So I chose to do a little work because I knew she and I were going to go and take the dog to the park. So pick a color. Those two colors, like I said, maybe you're going to mark, okay, I know I have this slot of time when my kids are on the computer, my kids are here. So I can do 3 to 3:30, and I can do 9 to 9:50. And that you might have to be set of, this is personal and this is work, or maybe they could be fluid and you could change. But then what you need to do is you need to have that list. Okay, so on Tuesday, you have this time between 3 and 3:30 that you could do some work. You better have that list ready to go and not come up with that list. Otherwise, part of your time is going to be figuring out what to do. You want to know what you're going to have ready to go during that time. Like today, my assistant didn't get to come this week, and she helps me address all the envelopes for promotions. So now I've got to figure that into this week and figure out, okay, when am I going to get that block of time to get 100 certificates addressed? So again, I could pick that 6 a.m. time. I know I'll have time, a little bit of time this evening. So but I've got to have that list ready because I know it has to get done. So make sure in these two fluid times of personal and work that you know what you want to do. Your personal time, you don't have to. You could just go with the flow for that one. What makes you feel good? But I just think that that personal stuff is really important right now. I think we all know, with mental health and just life being different, we're going to be coming upon not being able to be outside as much if you're in a 4-season state. We're going to be coming upon winter and probably not being able to go eat outside or social distance with friends outside. So our availability and socialness will not be as much outside. So I really want you guys to get in that habit of finding time for you as we get into these months, because it's going to be real important for keeping your own balance between your family, your Color Street business, and if you do another job as well. So the whole point of calendar blocking is, again, keeping us kind of on task of where we're scheduling our time out, right? But it makes you accountable for putting these things on the calendar. Okay, so that's one good thing about it. And it forces you to take control of your calendar. I know some days if I don't have stuff on my calendar, if I haven't made a list, the more time I have, the less I get done. The busier I am, the more I get done. And I know a lot of people function this way. So I've got to take control of my calendar. I have to give myself these blocks of times. I have to write down what I'm doing in those times. And that helps me, like I said, first of all, not do Color Street all day. Because if I do Color Street all day, half the time it's like wasted because I'm getting distracted all over and like starting this, then doing that, then getting to this. So if I have my list, I know I can go right through it. So the final thing that I think is a huge benefit to the calendar blocking and getting that green time, that nail bar party time on your calendar is for when you are doing your contacts and your reach outs. She said, you know, you reach out to her, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Our holiday sets are coming out next week. I would love for you to be a hostess and you could get those nails all to your friends, be the first one to get them to all your friends. You know, and she says, yes, let's do it. And then you start going back and forth with dates. Oh, I can't do it that night. No, not that night. Instead, you look right at your calendar. You see your green times for the next 3 weeks and you go, oh, I could do it Thursday at 7 o'clock. I could do Tuesday at 4 o'clock. I could do Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Which one works for you? You can give them that time. So it's not, oh, I don't know, whatever works for you. Then she gives you time and you say no. Well, then it's not really whatever works for her because you're not that flexible. None of us are 100% flexible. So you control that calendar. So you give it to your hostess. That way she is planning according to you. You guys, this is our job that we control. So the benefit of our Color Street business is completely doing it around our lives, right? So you want to make sure that your nail bars are fitting around your family life. So if you have it set up for her, then she can pick from that instead of all of a sudden she picks Wednesday and you say yes and you're like, oh, now I have to miss my kid's soccer game. Oh, I'm so mad. Why did I do that? And you become resentful. We don't want that. We want you to be the controller and you to pick when it is. So that's why that soccer game better be in red, because when you look at that red and she sends Wednesday at 6, you know it is non-negotiable. It is red. Even if you think, oh, I could miss just one, you'll regret it. Don't regret it, you guys. We get kids once, right? We get friends once. We get family once. So take that time with them and have your non-negotiables and give your hostess when you can do it. Okay. So when, you know, let's say you're at a nail bar and you're closing people out, you know, you're checking them out and then, or you're playing a game, you know, online at an online party and they win the party. Okay, so you are coming right back at them with those dates that you have available. All right. So you give them the date. I have this, this, and this available. And not, I know I've said this before, but statistically, people will always pick the last date. So whatever you say last is what they will pick. So just FYI. So if you want to do one next week, then you could give one in November 3rd, November 18th, or October 24th. If you want October 24th, say it last, because that's what she will hear last. Once they say that, awesome, did you write it down? You know, or if you're in person with them, awesome, do you want to write it down? Or I can write down a piece of paper for you, because we want to make sure we get it right in the books, okay? So have your dates ready when you walk into a nail bar. When can you do a nail bar? Have your dates ready at your online nail bar. So if someone wins a party, you're ready to go. Have those dates available when you are making follow-up phone calls, because in those follow-up phone calls, you don't know what's going to happen with them. All right. You want to have that available. So my challenge for you guys today is to figure out your color coding and your schedule. All right. Let's go over them one more time. So you have red is when it's not negotiable. That is your family time, your other job, your appointments, your soccer games, your ballet recitals. It seems so funny saying all this because half of us aren't doing some of this social stuff anymore, but that's your non-negotiable, okay? Your blue is calls and trainings that are available from Color Street that, you know, you're going to try to do them. Some of them you won't be able to. If it's one you really want to do, like the call tomorrow night, if you're thinking of leadership, put it in blue with a star by it. If it's, you know, the Tuesday training at noon, you can put it in blue, but you can know that you can listen to the recording later. Green, when you can do nail bars. I don't care if it's Facebook, online. It's hard to mark for an event because, you know, that could be longer hours. So events, you would have to go to your calendar. Then you're picking 2 random colors. I would recommend the color that makes you happy. Pick that for your personal time. Get some personal time in your calendar. And then your additional work time when you're doing your tasks to get ready for your nail bars, when you're working on graphics, scheduling your posts. And again, those two times may be set, your personal and your other time, or they may be fluid that you could flip flop them. It may be hour windows. It may be a pocket. It might be, I know I have 20 minutes here to do it, to do some follow-up calls while I'm in the car. I know I have an hour here in between that. So they could be minutes, they could be hours. It just depends on what your lifestyle looks like right now. So I challenge you to come up with that, get a system and mark it down. And then again, once you have it color coded within your color coding, so then in your red box, you can be writing what, you have soccer game, then a red box is around it. And then your color you pick for your Color Street business, if it's yellow, put yellow, but put your tasks in that yellow box of what you're going to work on during that work time that day. Okay, so that's my advice. Let me read tips, your comments. You guys know if I read comments that I get distracted and then my training becomes a little woo. So let's see. I did in person. Oh, Amy, I'm so jealous. I have not done it in person in a while. Yeah, you have young adults too. Yeah, so you can get caught like me and do this all day long. So find you time. I'm going shopping after this with my mom. She's taking me birthday shopping. We're finding you time. All right. I think I have to work on this. Yeah, I always have my phone too. All right, you guys. So get that schedule. Look at your schedule, hone in on it, and see the best thing that fits you, your family, and your lifestyle, and work Color Street into it. That's the best advice I can give you is Color Street is here to work around your other stuff, because your other stuff is what life is all about, your family. So, okay, you guys, that's what I have for you today. Enjoy your day. And again, it's time to be thankful for things with our new Thanksgiving nails. So thanks again for listening, and hopefully we'll be seeing Holiday next weekish, I think. And that's all. Have a great day, everybody.